Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing the sort of like wide mouth bumper mod thing that all the Focus guys do. So this body line right here, you just sort of mask down here on both sides and then paint this center section black, because on the Focus RS the grille and the black sort of goes all the way down to the bumper, makes it look like a wide grille and just makes it look cooler. So while I'm going to do that as well, I'm also going to be painting both these grills. Got to really get in all these little parts in the grill to actually make the paint stick, so that's going to be a bit of a pain. But the first thing first is to remove both these grills. So removing this one's probably going to be a bit difficult because the lock mechanism is housed inside this grill, so I think that one's going to be a little bit difficult. But this one's pretty simple. It just kind of pulls it off. You can see it's already kind of coming off and stuff, so you just get a trim tool in there, pull that off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So you just need to use one of these trim tools, and there'll be 4 of these plastic clips along the top, and then 7 along the bottom. The bottom ones are a lot more difficult to get out. So you just pry it in and sort of, pull it like that. Mine's already been out a few times now, so it's not going to be as difficult to remove as one that's never been out. There we go. So yeah, that's how you remove the bottom one, super easy. This number plate I attached, I've just bolted it through the other side, so I will also remove my number plate. But yeah, so you can also get what's called the Zunsport grills. They're like a black mesh one, but by the time that's in New Zealand, it's going to cost me like $600. So I'm just going to paint this one black for the meantime. But you'll get the idea, like it'll look pretty cool. See if there's anything I can do to modify this grill to make it look cooler as well. But yeah, we'll go ahead and remove that front one now. The first thing we've got to do is remove these like Phillips head screws, which you'd use like a Phillips head screwdriver and then like a plastic pry tool to pry up as you remove those. So first got to remove all of those. That's the first thing. Alright, so once you've removed all of those little tabs, this grill, this part for the airbox, like the air duct, is just slotted under the grill. So if you just pull it up and out like that, so it just slides back in under there. And then there's another one of those plastic tabs either side for you to remove. And then you've got to start working on removing this lock mechanism, so I'll show you that now. So this part's going to be a little bit more difficult to show you, but this lock mechanism needs to come out, and it goes out that way. So what you want to do is these 2 tabs here, that tab there and the one on the other side, you need to push those outwards while pushing the lock back in that way to try to dislodge it. So I'm going to go and do that now. So that was actually a lot easier than I expected. So that lock is loose now. All I've got to do is use my plastic trim tool along these edges and pry the rest of the grill out, and then we should be good to go. And there we are, removed. So extremely easy. And then you can just leave the rest of it like that. So before I go ahead and paint both these grills, I obviously need to remove the license plate and the Ford badge, but I actually want to do the bumper first because I think that's just going to be more fun, because I know sanding this is going to be a pain. So what I'm going to do is we'll start sanding that bottom bit of the bumper. I do want this to be quite rough for the paint to grip, because this is low down on the front bumper. All the shit from the road is going to be hitting up all the stones, so this is going to probably chip super easily. So I want to try and make this as hard of a sort of paint finish as I can. So it's going to be a lot of primer, a lot of black and a lot of clear. But we'll go ahead and start sanding it now. So when you sand this part of the bumper, just make sure you do the lips, which will be behind the grill, and also the underneath of the bumper, just to make sure all of that section is going to get painted black, so there's no orange. So all the sanding and prep is done now. So this is what we're looking like. So I've masked off just that bottom section, followed that line down like I said I was going to on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and start the painting now. Just before I put some paint on, I'm going to clean it off with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to get all the dust and oils off. And then I'm also going to preheat the section with my heat gun just a little bit, just to warm it up and make the paint stick a bit better. But the plan is probably 2 coats of primer, then 3 or 4 of black, and then like quite a few of clear, because I want this to be quite long lasting and tough. So, but I'll show you the process now, so let's go ahead and start. So for each time you start a new layer of paint, so between primer, colour and the clear, you just want to do your first coating as just a light dusting to help all the other coats stick, and just make sure you get along all those surfaces, so all the top ones and the underneath ones as well. I'm going to get started on the grills. So it's going to be quite difficult to do these because ideally I need to get into all of these like little gaps in the grill to scuff up the surfaces so the paint will stick. So my plan is I want to use some Scotch-Brite, just because I think this will be easier than sandpaper. It's more durable, so it won't tear as much. So I'm going to go ahead and try do that now. Alright, so it's been a few hours now. A few hours and a few sore fingers, but I'll give you a bit of a progress update. So both of these grills are now fully sanded down. I used the Scotch-Brite and I went in every single one of these gaps. Every single one on both grills, because I want to make sure this this is going to be durable. So did that, and when we come around here to the front, I've now got all of the black paint on the front splitter and it's looking sick. I'm super happy with the way it's turned out. It looks, I mean, look how glossy it looks. Super glossy. Gonna look so cool. This Focus is starting to look like a bit of a heap, but you know, trust in the process. It's gonna look sick one day. One day soon, hopefully. I have got the parts on their way from Australia for the block mod and the PCV hose. So that's all in process and going to be happening soon. But let's carry on with those grills. So I also decided to paint the front and rear fog light surround grills. I was going to do a complete separate video on this, but I thought it was a bit too repetitive considering it's just another painting video. So I decided to add those clips into this one so you know that I've done it. So all the painting on the grill is now done. Sorry, on the bumper. So we've done 2 coats of primer, 4 coats of colour and 5 coats of clear. So loads of paint on there, and hopefully that's durable. So it's time now to remove all the masking tape and paper and see what it looks like. I'm super excited. Let's do this. So this is what it's looking like now that tape's removed. I'm so happy that I've done this. Like, even without the grills in, it looks awesome. So how did the lines turn out? So this side, it's okay apart from a bit of a bleed there. This side's a bit worse, unfortunately. There's a bit of a step in it. It's harder to tell on camera and more bleed there. But, you know, from like when you're just looking at it normally, you can't really tell. And it looks sick. It looks so much better even without a grill. Yeah, I'm super happy. Super happy with the way that's turned out. I'll show you guys the grills now that we're here, mine as well. They've had pretty much their last coat of black, so I just got to put some clear coat on them, but I'm not putting these on the car until tomorrow, so I'll catch back in with you guys after that. But that's the grills as well. They're coming out really nice. The top bit hasn't turned out very nice, but that's under the bonnet, so I'm not too fussed about that. But the actual grill part has turned out very nice, so I'll catch back in, touch back tomorrow once the grills are on the car, and we'll see what it actually looks like all finished up. So there we are, guys. In my opinion, a huge sort of front end transformation for not much money, just a bit of time. So now it looks a bit more like a Focus RS because the line goes all the way down to the bumper and stuff. So I'm super happy with the way that's turned out. There's still quite a lot I want to do to the front. I want the RS bonnet vents, black headlights, and an orange Ford logo on the front. But then other than that, oh, maybe a front splitter if I can afford one eventually. But oh, and halo headlights, fog lights. So actually there is still quite a bit to do, but this is a massive improvement, so I'm happy with this for the time being. So if you guys enjoyed this one and want to see more on the Focus, stay tuned because in the next video we should be getting it running.